So I really just wanted to send love to one of my subscribers who commented on my video the other day. Having Tourette's can be very lonely. For example, my family members didn't know what Tourette's was. They saw that I was ticking, but they would tell me to stop because I looked or sounded funny. As a result, I constantly hid my tics and suffered from not being in the moment. And that's because I would have to constantly tell the person who was inside my body who wanted the tic, stop. That's what I say. There was a person inside my body, because it definitely wasn't me. I couldn't pay attention to the situations that were going on around me because I kept having to tell that person who wanted the tic. And I know I sound crazy, but this is how it feels in my head. It feels like somebody else is in my body randomly coming up with tics. I got echolalia when you copy someone, what they said or did, and that becomes a tic for you. I'd like to also note that I didn't know exactly what tics were up until 2019, but I would still have to tell myself to not do them nonetheless. So, to my subscriber who left this comment, I know how you feel and I know how hopeless it can feel to have Tourette's. I wanted to offer you some words of encouragement because I know I definitely could have used it. This isn't something you cause upon yourself. Anyone who has Tourette's knows that we do not want to make movements and noises to embarrass ourselves. And anyone who has Tourette's knows how impossible it can be to not tic, especially in high stress situations or even in situations where you're excited. Because me, I could personally tic when I'm anxious, angry, or happy. So think about it like this. A baby who was born into an abusive family cannot help the fact that they were born into that family. More than likely, they can't change the people around them, their family, so it is not that person's fault. The abuse that they face is not their fault. None of that is their fault. And having Tourette's is not your fault. What we can do is work on ourselves and the mentality that we hold. It seems cliche, but I promise you, working on yourself internally and realizing that there are millions of other people who go through the same thing that you go through, that helps. And remembering these things, that'll reinforce that in your mind. Writing these things down and placing them in places that you know you're gonna walk past every day, like the fridge, bedroom wall, on the bathroom mirror. You'll see it, and once you start to see something a lot, a quote, once you start hearing something a lot, it goes into your subconscious mind, and you'll eventually start believing it. You'll start living by that. And once you realize that it's not your fault, you just become more accepting of it, you know? My social life still suffers because I don't like being around people and ticking. As good as I am with hiding them, I still know that people can see them and hear them, as subtle as it may be. But what I have been working on is accepting the fact that I have this, and also telling myself that tics are not something that I do on purpose. I want you to know that I love you, and I want you to take this message that I gave today. I wanted to say more, but I'm not good with words. And I hope I encouraged you and pushed you to move towards a more positive direction. While on this journey of accepting yourself, accepting your tics, you are going to have bad days. I don't want to sit here and set you up and be like, oh, everything is going to be so positive, positive, positive. I want you to know that even if you have bad days on this journey, know that it is okay. Don't give up, because we are human. We're gonna have bad days. Just accept it. But it makes it easier whenever we don't resist it. Just let it happen and know that things are going to get better. Bad days do not last forever. Even though it seems like it, if you're nice to yourself, you are gonna feel it. Like if we're just mean to ourselves and saying, oh, we're so weird, we're ticking, we're not like other people, you know, that has more of a negative effect than anything. So why not just talk positive to ourselves, love ourselves, take care of ourselves? Because if we don't do it, who else is gonna do it for us? As long as we live on this earth, no day is gonna be perfect. It's the way that we look at things that makes a difference. Let me say that again. It is the way that we look at situations that make a difference. You know how you look at somebody and you think everything in their life is just going so good. How do they seem so positive? Man, I just wish I had your attitude. When we go and work on ourselves and just change the narrative in our head, instead of looking at something negatively, change how you think about things. The struggles that you deal with becomes easier to deal with, if that makes sense. Man, I just wanted to tell you, you got this. I believe in myself and I believe in you as well. If anybody could do it, you can do it. That, I mean, if anyone else could accept their Tourette, you can do it as well. Even if it takes a while to accept it. Now, I'm not saying you haven't accepted it yet, but that's what helped me to accept the fact that I have this, and I knew I had to learn to live with it. So that's just what I did. Change starts within yourself. It's like Michael Jackson said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. That is so accurate, because once we change the way we look at things, just like Wayne Dyer said, the things that we look at change. Repeat what I just said. Type it up, write it down, hang it up. I would definitely recommend writing it down, because when you write things down, it seems like you soak it up faster.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So just remember that.
I definitely hope this video encouraged you. I was trying not to talk too much. I could go off topic. I hope I did make you feel happier. I go through this. Millions of other people go through this. To take what you feel is a negative and flip it into a positive. Even if you have to go to therapy to find the tools to do that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you, and yeah, y'all have a happy Easter.